How's it? I'm Yarps. This evening I'm going to be solo hammock camping between this tree and that tree in my beautiful local forest. Really been looking forward to this. I've had a very low week mood-wise and just been desperate to get out here. You know, I can imagine that tonight I'm kind of like a grumpy caterpillar coming out into the forest, and tomorrow morning, after nature's loving embrace, I'm going to emerge out of my cocoon for a hammock and be a serene butterfly. Okay, I've unpacked my rucksack. I thought I'd have a OneTigris hammock camp. There's a couple of bits and bobs that aren't actually strictly OneTigris, but the hammock itself, all the accessories, the tarp, the chair, the mat, even the poles are OneTigris. I've got a fire maple cook set, and I've got some bits and bobs, some clothing and bits. Obviously that isn't OneTigris, along with the first aid kits as well. But a quick run through of what I've just pulled out of my 45-litre rucksack, and I do highly rate the Wild Rocket rucksack. It's a great comfortable rucksack and ideal for one-nighters. That's the little baby there. It's obviously lying flat at the moment. It's still got some bits and bobs, personal items. It's still got my personables in there, things like, you know, my lipstick, my makeup, my cucumber face mask. You know, it takes a lot to get a rugged complexion like this. So that's that. There's a little sling bag there that I've got some food in for this evening. I'm not cooking food. This is just snacks. I've already eaten today at home. So tonight it will be about hot drinks only. I've got some electronics and spare batteries for the camera, lights, etc. in there. I've got a new item. This is brand new. Haven't tried it yet. It's called a Honcho Poncho from OneTigris. Yeah, looking forward to trying that. It's got 2 or 3 uses. You can use it as a warm poncho. It's water repellent. It's down-filled. It's really nice and warm. I've got my OneTigris chair. I've got my OneTigris duck-down quilt. The OneTigris compound hammock. That's the fire mat, which I may use tonight. I've got a fire bowl here, along with a fire log, so I may use that later on, and just a little bit of extra safety in the forest. In there we've got, I've forgotten what's in there. Oh, that's the OneTigris top quilt, and that's the OneTigris underquilt for the hammock. That itself is a OneTigris tarp, and that's OneTigris poles should I need poles to prop up the tarp at some point. And underneath that is the OneTigris bushcraft mat. Right, as it's not raining, I'm going to start with a hammock. Obviously, if the weather was foul, I'd get the tarp up first and then put all this in underneath. So, as it's dry weather, compound hammock is going up first. Well, I'm all set up. Well, camper's set up. Quick show you around. The sun is going down over there. Well, it's gone down below the horizon. I think it's due to set at about 12 minutes past 6 this evening, and it's already just after 5 past. So in the next 5 minutes it'll start getting very dark. Absolutely tranquil out here. And back round to where the sun's setting in the distance. So that's where I'm camped. A quick show you of the camp itself and how I've set it up before the light goes. Alright, starting inside. Hopefully you can see. I think the camera's pretty good at enhancing the light. There's a little lamp in here. Let me turn it on and okay. Inside the hammock, it's the OneTigris compound hammock. I've got a OneTigris top quilt. I've also got the duck down quilt as well in there, which I'm going to use as a pillow. If it gets exceptionally cold, I'll whack that on. And also in there I have got the honcho poncho, something that I bought fairly recently, and it's going to be the first time trying. Also hanging up in the hammock, the light, as you can see. I've also got a temperature 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees centigrade at the moment inside that hammock. I think one thing that OneTigris could have thought of is, well, there's two actually. The first thing is I love that integrated bug net, but it'd be great if the zips are on both sides rather than just one side, so you could actually remove it. So if it's sort of zipped all the way up to the top and all the way back down again, and then you can roll it up perhaps up into the end. That's the main quibble with it. And the other quibble is I'm not a big fan of this. It's a double layer, but the double layer is not there for a sleeping pad. The double layer is an extra layer on top, like a cocoon, an extra kind of windbreak. It provides a few degrees extra warmth. However, it's a pain in the arse if, like me, you're 62 years old and you're in and out of the hammock during the night to have a pee, to not only have to undo. Well, I don't use a sleeping bag, I use a top quilt, so I don't have that issue. But then you've got to undo this top layer, and then undo the zip, and then kind of find your way out of the hammock. And then when you get back in again, get inside your hammock, get inside the quilt, zip up the base, and then zip up the... yeah, it's just a palaver. I'm just whinging. On the ground there's the OneTigris Bushcrafters mat. I've popped my OneTigris bag up on the tree there. I use a hammock strap and then just hang them on the tree there. If there's any chance of rain, then I'd move it in under the top. But I've got both bags hanging up over there. There's no chance of rain tonight, or very little chance of rain. I've got no internet connection here, so there's no way of checking if the forecast has changed at all. The top itself is a OneTigris Farscape. This is the 10th anniversary top that the OneTigris brought out. I don't know if you can see that in this light. 10th anniversary on there. OneTigris camping. They brought it out only 200 worldwide. So I got one of them, and it's actually number 51. This one out of 200. It comes with a little slate coaster as well, which has got your number on it as well, and then the anniversary dates. So yeah, it's a lovely top. It's I think it's 3.9 by 2.9. So it's longer than it is wide, which is actually perfect for hammocks, because you want it extending beyond the hammock on either sides, which it does. And yeah, it's great. I like this kind of setup where I've got a pole central there, which just gives me some elevation. I like to see out during the night. I've got a fallen down big tree the other side, so not much is going to approach me from that side. Over here, I've got the OneTigris fire mat. Used it quite a few times. Handy little thing, particularly if you're out in the forest. You know, every effort you can make to prevent the spread of fires is a good measure. So I've got that. I've got a tiny little instant fire log, which burn for up to 2 hours. I've used them before. They're perfect for me. At some point this evening, I'm going to light it up. It'll burn for 2 hours. The embers will burn for another 20 minutes, half an hour after that, and then I'll leave it for the night and call it a day. I've got obviously my OneTigris promenade chair, very comfortable. I didn't bring my warming mat, but that I've made for it. And then a little table. It's a single pole table. It's a fire maple. It's just my drink that I'm having a swing of. And then I've got my little cook kit there, which I'm about to undo now. I'm only using it for hot drinks tonight, and it's a fire maple petrol. Right, it's already boiling. Didn't even have time to get the bits out of my bag, so let's put pop that off. Ooh, a little choice of drinks tonight. I've got a decaf, I've got a Bovril for later on, a praline options chocolate drink, and a banoffee Horlicks. So yum yum yum. I'm going to start with the praline chocolate options drink, I think now. And a little snack to go with it. What have we got? Chocolate pop dots. Picked them up in Co-op. I have no idea what they're like. They look like a little mini donuts, chocolate donuts. I will tell you in a second. Great choice. Cheers. Oh, I'm hoping you can see me. I'm definitely the temperature's dropped dramatically since the sun's gone down. There's still a little bit of light up in the sky, but it's getting very dark around me now in the forest. And I put on my warmer gear, and so I'm lovely and toasty now. Put a jacket on, this nice fleecy balaclava, and some gloves, and I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. I could sit here all night like this. I'm feeling very, very comfortable. I will light, once it goes properly dark, I will light the fire log there and have that on for, a couple of hours. But in the meantime, I'm listening to the last of the birds, and this is my view from here, from where I'm sitting under my tarp. Looking at the back of the camera screen there, it looks a lot lighter than it actually is. Camera's got an amazing low light mode, I think it's called. Ah, me again. And that's the direction that the sun set. Wow, I'm already unwinding. This is bliss. I'll leave you for now. Forest is pitch black. The birds have stopped tweeting. There are lots of noises. Leaves rustling and twigs breaking and bits and bobs, but I'm loving it, absolutely adoring it. But I'm about to have something else. A steak and balsamic onion handmade sandwich. Yum yum yum. Pitch black forest. Tiny little campfire. Lovely sandwich. And I've got a little gin and tonic, 0 alcohol. I'm scoffing down with it, so this is the life. I think in the future, anybody asks me to give a definition of tranquility, I think I'll probably look back to this moment and try and describe it. Tranquil. The other thing about sitting here is this beautiful forest at night is your thoughts wander. I allow my thoughts to wander. I'm not necessarily always in the moment. you float in and out of the moment. And I was thinking back, and I don't know why, just things just sort of pop in your head. And I remember being in Burley, which is one of the villages in the New Forest. It's actually a village linked to witchcraft, and there's a number of shops in the village that are witchcraft type shops. And I think there's a famous witch who lived in Burley who moved to the United States of America. I think there's an interesting story there to be told at some point, but I diverge. I was in this pub in Burley, a couple of friends, and we met another couple of chaps, and we were chatting away. And back in the days when I was a drinker, and we were chatting, and the alcohol was freeing our tongues, and probably discussing things we shouldn't do. And I remember these guys talking about a society that they were a member of, a secretive society, an outdoors society predominantly, but also one that's a charitable society. I believe that a lot of the people associated with the society were fairly rich, wealthy people who had the resource to be charitable. And this society was called the Poocha Society, or Poocha Outdoors Society, but known as the Poocha. And the people who were members of it were the Poochas. And I'd never heard of this before. And these guys chatted away, and we swapped numbers and end of the night, and that was that. Anyway, it stuck in my brains, and I remembered it. And a few months later, I'd come across one of the chaps in city centre, and we remembered each other and said hi, and reminisced on the night. And I brought up that they'd talked about the Poocha Society, and he was horrified. He said, "Look, this is not something that." It's a secretive society. It's not something that he should have been discussing. Alcohol got the better of him that night, and his tongue had got loose. And I said, "It's okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything." And here I am talking about it. I'm not going to say anything. And he said, "Oh, that's fine. It's fine. It is known. The society is known, but it's the members are a secret, and some of the customs and traditions are a secret." And I said, "Well, what about the dance?" Because I remember him distinctly saying that there had been some kind of initiation ceremony, and at the end of that initiation ceremony there was a dance. And it was a very secretive dance, and it was something that was only carried out, I think, once a year when they initiated new people into the society. And it was called the Poocha Dance. And I mentioned it to him, and I said, I'm quite interested. Am I able to join a society? And he said, no offence, but you have to be of a certain stature within society to be a member of it. It's a real struggle to get in there, and it is a financial. One of the criteria is financial, and unless you are of that kind of old or new money, it's unlikely you'd be able to join. I said, "Okay, well." Is it possible to come along and have a look at the society? He said, "No, not at all." He said, "It's as I said to you, it is very secretive." And I said, "Well, it's the dance I'm interested in predominantly. I've been born in Africa, and I had seen some of the tribal dances." And he said, "Look, leave it with me, and I'll get back to you." We had exchanged numbers previously, so he had my number. And strangely enough, about 6 months later, I got a call from him, and he said, "You were talking about our society dance." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Look, I've got an opportunity for you." He said, "I've had to pull some strings to do this, and it is secretive. I'm happy for you to come along to the society annual event. You can't arrive early. You can't be there for the initiation ceremony. There's a meal that follows that initiation ceremony. There's speeches that follow that meal. And then after the speeches, there's the, everyone gathers up and then they carry out the societal dance, which is the Poocha Dance. And he said, I've pulled a few strings, but you can come along if you're going to quiet in the background. You can come and witness the dance, but that's it. Arrive for the dance, leave immediately afterwards. I said, great, count me in. When is it? Anyway, he gave me the dates. He said I needed to arrive something around 11 o'clock at night. It was actually not far from Burley where we had met, and it was a large village hall. I can't say where. I've been sworn to secrecy. So a large village hall, 11 o'clock at night. I turned up on that evening, just before 11. There were some people on the door, and they had asked me to, they were aware I was coming, and had asked me to remain outside until I was summoned inside, which was fine. The car park outside this village hall was full of some amazing cars, so certainly there were fairly rich societal people in there. Anyway, I stood outside waiting patiently. I could hear some of the noise and hubbub inside. There was cheering and laughing and whatever. It sounded like speeches were taking place, and I couldn't hear what was being said. I just could hear the noise and the hubbub and the murmur from inside. Anyway, after a short while, there's a long round of applause and things seemed to calm down, and the guy on the door said I can go in. But I had to stand just inside the doorway to the left, in the sort of darkened corner of the doorway. And when he tapped me on the shoulder, it was my time to leave. He said, but I could stay there, no recording, and I'm not allowed to repeat anything that I hear talked about, or say who the people were if I do know anybody inside. I said, no problem at all. So anyway, he ushered me in. I stood just inside in the doorway, just to the left, in a sort of darkened corner. And obviously the speeches just happened. Everyone was very finely dressed, sort of black tie event. And they're all gathering out on the dance floor in a huge circle. Everyone looking at each other, standing in a circle, holding hands. And there was an announcement. I can't say what was said in that announcement. And then the music started up. Now, I was sworn not to say what was said, and I was sworn not to say what the people I saw, but I'm not sure that, although I didn't record it, I've got quite a strong memory of the Poocha Dance, and I'm kind of in the mood to just kind of show you a little snippet. It's probably not going to do it any justice at all, of that dance, of what I witnessed there. And I think this is going to be the first time this is out there on the internet. Fingers crossed that I'm not going to get crucified for it. But anyway, I think I'll do that now for you. Get my chair out the way. It'll only be a snippet. As I said, I'm probably not going to do it justice at all. Now, you can picture this right now. They're all stood in a circle on the dance floor, all around the outer edge of the dance floor. The lights are dimmed. The music was struck up. Not a band, it was through speakers. And it went something along these lines. This is the Poocha Societal Dance. Put your left arm in, put your left arm out, put your left arm in, shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, the hokey cokey. Oh, the hokey cokey. Oh, the hokey cokey. And knees bent, arms stretch, rah, rah, rah. Cheers. Fire still burning. Thoughts are all over the place. Just absolutely enjoying this. At one moment I'm in the woods. I'm here in the dark. I'm taking all the sounds and all lack of sounds, the peace and quiet. And the next minute my thoughts are on yesterday, on the week before, on the future. And just a moment ago I was having a thought about a chat I had with a YouTuber friend of mine the other day. And we were talking about content creation. We were talking about subscribers, viewing figures, etc., etc. And we talked about viewing figures a little bit and how we could improve and increase those. Of course, that we need to remain authentic. We need to remain doing what we want to do. And within that remit, what could YouTube offer to us? How could we best utilize YouTube to improve our viewing figures? And he said, look, YouTube Shorts. Try YouTube Shorts. I had a long think. Yeah. What the hell, yeah. I'm up for it. But what do you think? It's a little cold this time of the year to be wearing them. I had to put them over my trousers. But hell yeah, I like them. Not quite sure how they're going to increase my viewing figures, but yeah, YouTube Shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
We wear short shorts.
There's such short shorts.
We like short shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
We wear short shorts.
Want to get your viewing figures up? Try YouTube Shorts. What's not to like? Good morning. This is me snug as a bug in a rug. It is, oh gosh. Hopefully you can see that, 6:31 on Monday the 17th of March 2025. And I've been lying here for about, let's take a scump off. I've been lying here for about 20 minutes, just listening to the birds. Had some rain last night. I didn't time it exactly, but for a couple of hours, pitter-patter on the top woke me up. There's still droplets dripping on the top from the trees above at the moment, but the rain itself has stopped. It wasn't heavy, fairly light rain. But wow, this is just this is the butterfly emerging from the cocoon. Yeah, this is, that was a great night's sleep. I got up twice for a pee. Went straight back to sleep again each time. Didn't have any major noises or anything disturbing me at all, really. No, it was a really good night. A really, really good night. And yeah, I'm in a good place. I'm going to lie here for a little longer. I'm not sure how long. Maybe another half hour. And then get up and have a cuppa. So, yes, good morning. Right, dragged myself out of my hammock. Rather than a butterfly emerging, I'm probably more like a moth emerging. A tiger moth. A OneTigris moth. Anyway, that was me, snug as a bug in the rug last night in there. I'll sort that out in a minute. Outside, you can see the water from the rain. Yeah, lovely out here. A few droplets coming down from the trees, but apart from that, that's great. The fire last night was in there. There's a pool of water in there as well, gathered from the rain. I left my rucksack out last night. Forgot to stick it under the top. It wasn't supposed to rain, of course, bloody did, didn't it? But no, it's okay. I did have it zipped up. It's dry. Everything's dry inside, so yeah, I was quite lucky with that. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to get my little fire maple petrol out and knock myself up a brew, and enjoy some of the bird song and have a coffee. Before I take it off, the OneTigris Honcho Poncho. Quality little bit of kit actually. It's got a hood on it, adjustable, small zip at the front as well, so you can get your head through easily. Couple little hand pockets on the sides here. They say it's waterproof, water resistant. I can't remember exactly which. Yeah, great little bit of kit. I think it's going to win any awards on the catwalks of Milan and Paris, but hey, did its job nicely. Yeah, pleased with the purchase. I'm all packed up and ready for that half-hour trek back to the car. I had a fantastic camp. Really serene and tranquil, well rested. I think when I get back home I'll pop this video together and start planning on my next one. Anyway, I've left no trace. Ooh, apart from that little fella. So it's farewell for me. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.